Hey guys, what's going on? Gonna do a quick part one video of Option Bandits, the ad that you've probably seen on Facebook. This is primarily a video for the guys that have been asking me about this service. It's been heavily promoted over the last few months on Facebook ads. Very attractive looking deal. The ads are pretty effective from what I can see. And you can buy it for $199 one-time cost. So I thought I'd just jump on it. Obviously, the advertising's ridiculous. They're saying 2,000 odd, down to $199 one-time fee. So I thought I'd jump on it, see what it has to offer. There's a few red flags, a few good things about the service so far, and then I'll try and continually update as time goes on to show the results of me actually taking these trades. However, I think after this initial video, you'll have a good feel whether you really want to buy this service or not, based on some of the things that I'm about to share with you. So yeah, let's get started. I paid the $199 earlier today and signed up for the Telegram. So it's a Telegram-based service. I'll show you some of the alerts in a minute, but let's go through what you actually get when you first start. So this is the screen you arrive on. You join the private Telegram group, and you have a whole bunch of other things here, like little training videos, how to understand their signals, some journal and some rules. So the rules are great, typical things like don't be greedy, take profits, blah, blah, blah. So the usual sort of things you'd expect for just everyday trading, right? Nothing out of the ordinary here. Take profits when you have them, don't trade too big, make sure you have a stop loss, that kind of thing. So that's great. Nothing revolutionary, but still nice to see that as a first step in the service. So then, if we look at the understanding the signals, it's like every morning what happens is they send out a Telegram watch list, essentially. And I'll show you the one for today in a minute, but here is what they say that their signals do. So this is all options buying, so you're either buying calls or puts, and this is the layout. So we'll go through some real examples from this morning. I'll show you how they fared. But this is the introduction to what you actually, what you're expected to do with these particular signals. So basically it's key levels, but there's a few red flags that overall here that have me kind of wondering what's going on. First of all, on the Options Bandits webpage, there's nothing about who these people are or really any sort of track record whatsoever. There's a lot of testimonial, one-off trades where you're like, okay, this is something that worked, 68%, blah, blah, blah. But as you scroll down, there's absolutely nothing about who these people are. So I have no idea who this person is or people are that are putting these alerts out. I have no idea what their track record is, and they've been questioned a few times about whether they could provide one with no response. There's nothing here to give any credibility other than just random screenshots of one-off trades, which is not by any means a good way to, to try and figure out what's going on. There's a few testimonials, that helps, but really that's what their focus is on the landing page. There's nothing about who these people are. The anonymous nature of it makes me a little suspicious right off the bat, and there's a few other red flags like that as we go as well. So that's the landing page. We can get rid of that. Let's see where we're at. So one interesting thing which I thought was quite funny is if you go to their training videos, so watch their training, this page right here pops up and it's a whole bunch of training videos. Like, oh cool, I get a full course as well. The only thing is when you click on these videos, they take you to YouTube, and it's random people's YouTube videos they're linking to. It's not their own from what I can see, it's just a bunch of random people. So this one to do about how to trade opening range breaks is to a channel by a guy called Matt Diamond. However, if we look at another one, say reading an options chain, it takes you to a YouTube channel which has called Skyview Trading. So and it's just like part two. So what they've done here, and it might be wrong, but it looks pretty obvious what's happening, is they've just put together a course which is effectively a bunch of other people's videos hyperlinked into their own thing. So I thought that was pretty funny. However, it is a good thing to have. People can go through these different setups and things. So kind of weird, kind of a red flag in a lot of ways that that's the amount of effort they've put into this so far. Anyway, let's get into the meat of what you actually get. So what I thought I'd do here is show you the Telegram from this morning. So hopefully you can see this. Not really used to using Telegram very much, but if you look here on the left, you can see that this is the Telegram chat. for today, so 12:20 is today, Option Bandits. Now the first thing that I realize is there's no track record here whatsoever, so there's nobody to talk to, and there's no like past trades, so you only get to see, from what I can see at least, the trades that you are part of, like since you start. Now I'll be able to update this in another video, because as time goes on I'll see if those trades also get added, so I can see all the past trades. But as it is, I have no track record whatsoever to go on, so basically today's ones are really the only ones that I can see, and that's a red flag to me. There should be some sort of track record about how these things have worked in the past. So far not super impressed. Let's look at some of the actual trades. So today they do about 6 or 7 a day, it looks like. So you can see, I'm going to scroll down here, there's NVDA, SQ, Microsoft, and CAG. So what I did is I plotted these just to have a quick look and see how these would have gone. So they're pretty simple to understand. Basically they're saying they're expecting a bounce in this price range. They're giving you the strike price for the calls for NVDA, the expiration that you should go at, and the target price. The entry part is right here, and this is important. So break and hold above 164 with a stop loss of 30%. So all this seems great, right? This is good. There's no explanation of where these levels or anything are coming from though, so it's kind of weird. Like again, it comes down to this anonymous random stuff. And so if we go to look at NVDA on my brokerage here, let's see, go here. So here is NVDA for today. So let me just zoom in here. So what I've done is I've marked the 164 level with this red line. So this is NVDA. So let's go back. So they're saying here that if you get a break and hold above 164, that would be the entry point. And what they say is basically it's based on the 1 minute chart. So if a 1 minute candle closes above the 164, then you should probably get in. So as you can see today, that didn't happen on NVDA, so this wasn't in play whatsoever, which is fine, big deal. Let's look at their next one, SQ puts. So if we go to SQ, they're saying a break and hold below this level of 59.8 would be an entry for the SQ puts. So go to SQ really quick. So here's where things get a little bit hairy. You can see at the open here we did actually have a break and hold on the 1 minute chart below here, and we did have a little bit of a drop down to the 59-ish level. So let's look and see what they said to do based on this. So the target was 57.2. So did it get to 57.2? No, nowhere near it. So what would have happened here is, if you've been following the rules, you'd have got in here, held it for a tiny drop, and then got stopped out way up here somewhere on the 30% stop loss rule. So this would have been, if you've been trading it in a similar way to what they suggest, probably would have been a losing trade. So that is that one. Let's look at Microsoft. So again, they were saying puts on Microsoft. So break and hold of 237.6. So we go to Microsoft. Zoom out here. So here's the key level in Microsoft at 237.6. And if I go to here, it said, so if it breaks and holds that, it would be puts on Microsoft, and the target would be 235. Did it work? Not even close. So we didn't even get an entry into this one. It didn't break and hold it, so there's no entry on that one either. So far there's mainly no entries, and one potentially quite a big losing trade so far. And then the final trade that they were suggesting pre-market this morning, this all comes out pre-market, so you can make your decisions, set levels or whatever, is CAG calls. So let's have a quick look at CAG and see if that would have been a trade worth doing today. So here's CAG. They're saying it needs to break and hold above this red line on the 1 minute. It did it very briefly at the end of the day. So if people were still paying attention, there's a possibility somebody entered here and then got stopped out pretty quickly. I think the idea is morning trades though, so I don't think people would really be watching at the end of the day like this. The idea is to do short 60-minute first hour type of things. So these would have been calls. It wouldn't have worked either. So today's success rate would have been 0 out of these potential trades. And that's fine. It wasn't a great day trading. It was pretty difficult. So I'm not complaining or saying that this is some sort of scam or anything like that. I'm just saying the anonymous nature of it and the lack of clarity about what these levels and everything are is making it difficult to really trust this service, especially since there's really no there's no information on what these alerts, where these alerts are coming from. And day one, which is today is a 100% failure rate out of these. What, 1, 2, 3, 4? I think 4, right? Was it 4 or 5? I think there was one more. NVDA is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there's 4. So none of the 4 today worked at all. And normally that's not a big deal. I get it, but let's see a track record. That's what we want to see. We want to see that these actually have like some sort of track record to them, and so far they don't. So overall, not super impressed. This feels like kind of a half-hearted attempt at a program where they're charging a small amount for lifetime access, right? $199 is not much. $199 for access to the Telegram alerts. But at this point, it's kind of, I would say that this is not really something I would highly recommend. I don't want to judge too soon though. Maybe for the next month or two they're going to be absolute bangers each time. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to close the door on this and that you guys can also go and check it out. So I'll leave a link in the description to come and check the Option Bandits out, and I'll keep you guys updated. Alright guys, talk to you soon.